What keeps a human alive? When the body is weak, the mind is tired, and the world feels cruel. Not strength, not wisdom, not time. There is one thing that never abandons us: hope. And when life tests you, when predicaments surround you, will you still give your heart to hope?
One of the oldest legends talk about the Hope Gu. In the legend, when the world was just formed, it was a land of savage wilderness. Among the wild beasts that walked the earth, the first man appeared. He was known as Ren Zu, eating raw meat and drinking blood, living a difficult life.
Isn't that how all of us begin? Lost, hungry, unprepared, thrown into a world that doesn't care if we survive. Ren Zu is every human soul at the start, weak, confused, yet refusing to stop. We all begin in the wilderness, learning how to live.
In particular was a group of wild beasts called Predicament. These wild beasts loved the taste of Ren Zu and longed to eat him.
Predicament, what a perfect name. These beasts are not just monsters, they are symbols of life's hardest moments: fear, failure, loneliness, loss. They hunt us too. No matter how far we run, our predicaments follow. Have you ever felt surrounded by your own?
Ren Zu did not have a body as strong as mountain rock, nor did he have the sharp teeth and claws of a wild beast. How could he fight with the predicaments? His source of food was unstable, and he had to hide all day. He was at the bottom of nature's food chain and could barely survive.
He was fragile, powerless, just like us when life feels too big to handle. We look around and see others stronger, faster, richer, and we hide, wondering how long we can last. But the legend reminds us, even the weakest being carries the seed of survival inside them.
At this moment, there were 3 Gu that came up to him and said, "As long as you use your life to provide us, we will help you through this difficulty." Ren Zu had nowhere to go, so he could only agree to these 3 Gu.
Every form of help in life has a cost. Every power asks for something in return. You can gain strength, knowledge, love, but all of them demand sacrifice. And sometimes, like Ren Zu, we accept because survival leaves us no choice.
He first gave his youth away to the biggest Gu among the 3. That Gu then granted him strength.
That's what we all do when we're young, isn't it? We trade our time, our sleep, our peace, all for power, success, and the dream of control. And we do grow stronger. But youth, once spent, never returns. Strength always costs something precious.
With strength, Ren Zu's life began to change. He started to have a stable source of food and was able to protect himself. He fought bravely and ruthlessly, defeating many predicaments. But soon he suffered and finally realized that strength was not everything. It needed to heal and be cultivated, not spent freely at his will. Not to mention when facing the entire group of predicaments, his strength alone was too small.
He thought strength would save him, but power without wisdom eventually turns against you. We've all been there, chasing strength, only to realize that life can't be beaten by force alone. No matter how powerful you become, there will always be something greater waiting to test you.
Ren Zu reflected over this lesson bitterly and decided to give his prime middle years to the most beautiful Gu among the 3. And thus, the second Gu gave him wisdom.
With age comes understanding. We start to see that thinking can win battles, strength cannot. We begin to reflect, to plan, to find better ways forward. But wisdom too asks for something: time, experience, and pain. Every lesson carves its mark on us.
With wisdom, Ren Zu was able to learn how to think and reflect. He began to accumulate experience and found out that many times when he used wisdom, it was more effective than using strength. By relying on wisdom and strength, was he able to conquer all the goals that he formerly could not, and killed many predicaments. He ate the meat of predicaments and drank the blood of predicaments, surviving with tenacity.
Wisdom and strength together, that's the balance we all seek. He used his mind to guide his might, and for a time he prospered. We too build our lives this way, learning, adapting, fighting smarter, not just harder. And yet, No matter how much we gain, time keeps moving forward.
But good things do not last, and Ren Zu was old, and would only grow older and older. This is because he gave away his youth and middle years to keep the strength Gu and wisdom Gu. When a man is old, his muscles deteriorate and his brain slows down.
Everything fades. The body weakens. The mind slows. The hands tremble. The things we gave everything for, our strength, our intellect, begin to leave us. And when they do, we face the question, what's left of me when all I've built is gone?
Human, what else can you give us? You don't have anything else left to provide to us. The strength Gu and wisdom Gu said as they realized this. They left him.
Even the powers we depend on will leave when we have nothing more to give. That's the nature of worldly strength. It's loyal only while we can feed it. And so Ren Zu was abandoned. Like so many people who lose their power, wealth, or beauty. It's a lonely truth, but a necessary one.
Without wisdom and strength, Ren Zu was once surrounded by predicaments. He was old and could not run, his teeth had fallen out, and could not even chew wild fruits and plants.
There he was, back where he started, weak, cornered, facing death. It's a circle many of us fear, to end where we began, stripped of everything we gained. And yet, it's often at that lowest point that something new appears.
As he fell weakly onto the ground surrounded by predicaments, his heart was filled with desperation. It was at this time the third Gu said to him, "Human, take me up. I will help you escape predicament."
The third Gu, the smallest, the quietest, speaks at the moment of despair. When all strength and wisdom are gone, when nothing seems left, something soft inside still whispers, "Don't give up." That whisper is hope.
Ren Zu tearfully replied, "Gu, I don't have anything else left. See, the strength Gu and wisdom Gu have abandoned me. I only have my old age left. While it is not as worth my youth and middle age, but if I give you my old age, my life would immediately end. Even though I am surrounded by predicaments right now, but I will not die immediately. I wish to live a little longer, even if just a second more. So you should leave. I have nothing else to provide to you."
How human that sounds. Even when we suffer, we cling to life, even a second more. Ren Zu's words are our own. I have nothing left, but I still want to live. That longing itself is the spark of hope.
But the Gu said, "Among the three, I have the smallest needs. Human, if you just give me your heart, it will be enough."
The third Gu didn't want his time, his years, or his body. It only wanted his heart. Because hope does not demand your life. It asks only for your belief. Just the courage to feel again, even when it hurts.
"Then I will give you my heart," Ren Zu said. "But Gu, what can you give me in return? In this situation, even if the strength Gu and wisdom Gu returned to my side, it would change nothing."
He had no reason to believe anymore. And still, he gave his heart. That's what hope really is, giving your heart to something even when logic says it's useless. It's irrational, it's painful, and it's what keeps us alive.
When compared to the strength Gu, this Gu looked frail and was just a tiny ball of light. When compared to the wisdom Gu, this one was only able to give out a dim white light, not beautiful in any way.
Hope looks small compared to strength and wisdom. It doesn't shine as bright, it doesn't roar. But that's why it's pure. It doesn't need to be big to matter. Sometimes the smallest light is the one that saves you.
But when Ren Zu gave it his heart, this Gu suddenly gave out endless light. In this light, the predicament screamed in horror. "This is the hope Gu, withdraw. We predicaments are most afraid of hope."
Hope, the one thing the darkness can't devour. Even despair itself fears hope. Because as long as you believe there's something beyond the pain loses its power. That's why predicaments retreat. They cannot destroy a heart that still believes in tomorrow.
The predicaments retreated suddenly. Ren Zu was speechless, and from that day onwards, whenever he faced predicament, he would give his heart to hope.
And that is the truth of being human. We spend our youth chasing strength, our middle years chasing wisdom. And when both are gone, only hope remains. But hope is enough. Because as long as we give our heart to it, no predicament, no failure, no fear, no pain can ever truly defeat us. And now I wonder, when life leaves you empty, when the predicaments of your world surround you, will you still have the courage to give your heart to hope?